I was walking around while everyone was warming up, and I noticed a bunch of kids standing along the stands on the very bottom row, and they're all asking for either signatures or a ball or a hat, whatever. But all these kids were in groups, and there was this one kid that was in his full baseball uniform, and I could tell that he was alone. And so I walked over to him and I said, "Hey, how's it going? What's your name?" And he was like, "Joseph." And I was like, "Well, nice to meet you, Joseph. My name's Jack. Do you want to play some catch?" He was like, "Okay." So I run into the dugout and I grabbed this ball that had been in my backpack since, I don't know, for a while. Grabbed it out of my backpack and started playing catch with him, and he loved it. Well, after about 5 or 10 minutes throwing the ball back and forth, I told him, I said, "Hey, stay right there. I'll be right back." So I ran into the dugout and I grabbed a pen and I signed the ball for him and I tossed it back up to him. And he had this huge smile on his face. He was super happy. I thought it was super cool. And he has to go shows him on the ball. Um, and then I went back in the dugout, and then that was that. I had forgotten about it later on. Um, and then Friday, the championship game, before the game, uh, I was standing over by where all the pitchers stand, um, because that's where we have all our stuff to warm up and everything. So I was standing over there, and I hear a bunch of kids behind me asking for balls, autographs, everything. And then I turn around and I see Joseph and his mom standing off to the side. And he and I make eye contact, and his mom waves at me. So I run over and I was like, "Hey, how's it going? Have y'all been? Thanks for coming out." And so we were just doing a little bit of small talk, and then Joseph's like, "Here, I want you to have this." And he hands me a little Ziploc baggie, and inside this Ziploc baggie, it was a
Mhm.
fridge magnet of him in his uniform. It looked really similar to the little baseball cards that we had made for us. So there's a little fridge magnet of him in his uniform, and it says, "Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game." He wrote that on there. So it's super cool. It was awesome. But then I flipped it around, and on the other side, or behind his card, was a challenger coin, or a challenge coin. And the Marines explained this to me. When you're in the military, you get a challenge coin, and basically what it is it's a little insignia emblem that represents your branch or whatever, I guess, group you're in the military. Um, I pull it out of the bag when I got back to the hotel, and it says 11th Airborne Regiment on it, or 11th Aviation Regiment on it. And on the back of this coin, it had all of the wars that they had fought in. It was, I mean, the Vietnam War, the Persian Gulf War, the Iraqi War. It had a lot. They just explained that it was Joseph's father's. He served in the uh, Air Force. But no, when he handed it to me at the game and they explained it to me, I like started to choke up. I was like, "Thank you so much. I gotta go before I start crying." So I thanked them probably 15 times. I didn't know what to say. I still I don't know what to say. So after the game, after we won the championship, super exciting, super awesome. Uh, we did celebration stuff on the field for about an hour and a half, long time. And I mean, it was every single guy getting a picture with the trophy with everyone. So it took a lot of time. Well, finally, after about an hour and a half worth of celebration, um, I was ready to get back on the bus. So I walked back towards the dugout to pack up all my stuff. Well, as I'm walking back to the dugout, I catch in the corner of my eye Joseph and his mom standing in the stands. And I was like, no way. Walk over and I was like, y'all are still here? Wow. Yeah, we wanted to say bye to you before you left. I was like, holy cow. Well, thank you guys again for everything. It was so special, so amazing. And you guys were amazing. And like, oh, I mean, thank y'all. We were so glad we were able to come out and watch. And um, it was so special. And we wanted you to know that you pitched really well yesterday. I was like, thank you so much. And then this little kid next to Joseph and his mom kept asking me for my hat. So I looked at him and I was like, I'll see what I can do. And so I like looked at Joseph and his mom and I like said bye to them. So I walked to go see if like we had any spare hats or anything for this kid. And then I sat there and I was like, you know what? I want to give Joseph my hat. So I go run, grab my hat, and I'm glad that I caught him. He was like about to walk down under the bleachers, and so I yelled his name, and he turns around, and I frisbee my hat to him. He like had this big smile on his face. And so cool, so much, so awesome. And so uh, I thought they left, so I go to pack up my stuff, and I'm walking out with everything, kind of looking at the field as I'm walking out, and I turn, and as I'm walking by the stands, uh, Joseph's mom stops me, and Joseph comes running over. She looks at me. She goes, I just want to tell you that you mean the world to my son and that everything that you've done for him, he and I will remember forever. And we'll always keep you in our heart. And just know that you are very, very special to us. I'm choking up right now just talking about it. It was, it, oh gosh. When that happened, I mean, winning the championship kind of went out the window for me. It
Mm.
was awesome, but that was nothing I've ever experienced before. It made me realize that it's bigger than just baseball.
Mm.
Stuff like that, it's bigger than just baseball.